Thanks for being with us. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me on. Excited to be here.
I just wanted to sit up
Yeah.
there and say that, when I was doing NBA and Stephen A's World
Yeah.
last year, co-producing it with Omaha Productions led by him and his big brother, I just want to say two of my highlights was having him on one show and Peyton the other. Love you guys,
Yeah.
man. How you doing, Eli?
I'm doing great, Steven. Appreciate you being one of the co-hosts. Sorry you didn't get the gig for the Manning
Yeah,
cast this
I know.
year, but you
Yeah.
were close. It
All
was
right.
a
And,
hard choice not to add you to the mix.
I will forgive
Yeah.
y'all if y'all invite me on as a guest at some point this
Perfect.
season. That's all I
Perfect.
ask.
That
All
So,
right.
sounds
Sounds
good.
like a fair deal.
this one.
Eli, I want to talk to you about something. So, I'm a diehard Giants fan, and all summer long, all we're talking about is obviously the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers. And a lot of people are saying New York is now the Jets town. How do you feel about that?
Well, you got to play some football first. It's not who wins the off season, and obviously they got a lot of hype and Aaron Rodgers coming to town, which is obviously gets everybody excited, and hard knocks and everything going on. But hey, it's football season it's starting obviously tonight, and I know everybody's excited. But this weekend we got to play some games, and the Giants and Jets will face off this year in a few weeks, so that'll be exciting. But you know what? As just a fan of sports and being in New York in this area, I like for both teams and all the New York teams to be relevant and to be good and to be in the mix. I think it's great for the town. It's great for the energy being here. So I promote and hope the Jets have a good season and hope the Giants have obviously a little better season. But I'm excited for both teams.
Eli, how are you feeling about the Giants now? I know a game hasn't been played yet, a regular season game, but how are you feeling about the Giants now compared to
I feel
what you saw last season?
Yeah, you know what? I'm excited. I think for a couple reasons. I think they signed back the key players that they needed to sign. With Daniel Jones, with Saquon, with Dexter Lawrence. These are some of their leaders, the staples. All of them had big time years last year under this new scheme and new coaching staff, and so they signed those guys and also went out and signed a couple playmakers for Daniel in this offense with Waller at tight end, drafted a receiver, drafted an offensive lineman. They drafted a right tackle last year who's going to be I think will be better and getting used to the speed of the game. So I think they're in a good spot. I also think maybe for the first time Daniel feels that this organization, this coaching staff trust him and they want him and that he's the guy, so he can really step into that leadership role knowing that this is his team.
Eli, before we get into the Manning cast, I just want to piggyback on that. And obviously, the team looks better on paper. Dable's been fantastic. As you just mentioned, they took care of Danny Dimes. But how difficult do you think it's going to be for the Giants to get back to the playoffs? Because they've got one of the most challenging schedules. And obviously, we know the NFC East is loaded.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, and obviously when you have a successful year, then the next year you're going to get matched up with better teams. That's just the way it goes. And so I think they got to. I think they know they have to be a better team than last year. And last year they won a lot of close games. They had a lot of fourth quarter comebacks, which is great. You want to have that mentality. You want to have that belief that no matter what happens early, you can win these games. But they also, I think, understand they got to the playoffs. They lost to Philadelphia, pretty badly, and so I think that left them knowing that hey, we can't just be the same team as last year and expect to have a better year. We got to match Philadelphia. We got to rise up to their level of play, and so we got to make improvements within our squad and adding new players, but we got to play better as well. So I think they're coming in hungry, understanding. They can't just do the same thing and expect to get better. They gotta practice better. They gotta plan better. They gotta perform at a higher level.
We saw Daniel Jones get his money. We saw Saquon Barkley get retained, although not the long-term contract he was looking for. One of the things I think has gone not spoken about enough, rather, is the acquisition of Darren Waller. I want you to tell me what you think that's going to mean to Daniel Jones and his growth under Brian Dable this season.
And got Sterling Shepard back, too.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I think Waller's he's a playmaker. Like the guy is as a mismatch. Whether you put a linebacker, you put safeties on him, he's a big target. He works his tail off all camp. You see him staying extra, running routes, trying to get on the same page as Daniel. And I think that tight end position can just be that safety net for your quarterback. 3rd and 5s and 6, and they're playing zones, getting open in different areas, get them on mismatches where you can throw it up high to them. He doesn't necessarily have to be open, and you can throw them open. And so that also down in the red zone. So I think it'll be a great weapon, a real trust for Daniel Jones to have him. And you can see what these tight ends can do. You see, I'm not necessarily putting him in the Kelsey era of how good he is in that same league. But when you have that tight end that can just make plays, that can get open, that can run after catch, it helps out your quarterback and really changes the offense. When you have Saquon and tight end, all of a sudden you have some speed on the outside now. You got to cover the whole field.
Absolutely. Sunday night's going to be a lot of fun. And obviously, Eli, so are the Manning cast. We really enjoy watching you and your brother. I want to pull up this.
Plays, broken plays, and all of a sudden you're getting touchdowns. And so I think he's kind of a younger version of Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron can still sling it and still make it. But just the way that both these guys play, I've played for a long time. I think it's a great matchup. But the other quarterbacks, Mahomes is awesome to watch him play, and Joe Burrow. I think he has the potential to be one of the great quarterbacks. Just throws it well. Ball comes out on time. He sees the defense really well. He runs when he has to. Doesn't force the ball. So of those the kind of that list of quarterbacks, that's what I get excited for. I know Peyton does the same. Is watching these guys, getting to talk to them a little bit before the week, pick their brain a little bit about what they're looking for, what they like to see, and then get to see them in those critical moments. You hopefully get them in a 2-minute drive. Get them in these critical situations of games. Hopefully they don't have any clock management, and Peyton doesn't blow a vein in his forehead and having those
like
issues.
The Cowboys last year,
they can go out there and play well. Exactly.
Right.
All right. 2-time Super Bowl MVP, Eli Manning. Eli, it's a pleasure as always. We'll be watching you and Peyton Monday nights on ESPN2. Thank you so much, sir. Come visit us again.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Coming up on a